All right, YouTube, so this brilliant idea came to me sort of on the go as I was thinking of old movies that came out. Not really like old movies, but movies from the year 2015, which was when, well, shortly before my very first channel started, and I did make a few movie vlogs back then. Well, they weren't really vlogs, they were just movie countdowns, and they were just clips of movies, but fast forward almost 10 years now, here I am on YouTube as Jones Beach, so I want to talk about one of my favorite movies of 2015, which is Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Now, I know, hear me out. Although I know the movie was very similar to A New Hope, and although the writing wasn't perfect and was a little kind of lazy, borrowed a lot of inspiration from A New Hope, but compared to how The Last Jedi was, which, spoiler alert, I was not a fan of, I thought The Force Awakens was still very enjoyable and an entertaining movie. I remember really enjoying it in the theater, but after hearing like a lot of complaints and unsatisfaction with how similar it was to A New Hope, like, keep in mind this was almost 10 years ago, so I was not the movie buff that I am now, so that sort of got in my mind. It almost worked as a placebo effect to make me not like the movie as much, but ever since rewatching it a few years ago, I started to like it a lot more, and I've definitely liked it since then. I haven't watched it in a while, but shortly after this I'm gonna watch it because, you know, that's motivating myself. But I want to talk a little more about like the backstory of how I felt with this movie and my movie going experience, because I'm thinking of making these vlogs about like my favorite movie from X year and, like, you know, continuing that through a series. But don't worry, my standard movie reviews are going nowhere. I still just, like, you know, want to try this new idea because I think it could be fun. So obviously, as you can imagine, 10 years ago, or almost 10 years ago, 9 years ago to be exact, because I'm bad at math sometimes. But The Force Awakens came out in theaters, which was 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, which at the time, although the prequel hate has definitely died down, they were definitely very mixed and controversial back then. So naturally, there were definitely high hopes and mixed opinions and expectations about the next Star Wars movie, but I didn't really care that much at the time. I actually still liked the prequels even back then. Despite like me kind of being influenced by others' opinions at the time, that was one thing that I definitely stood by, was being a prequel fan. So once I saw this movie in the theater, I can actually remember that theater surprisingly not being that full, because I think it was like because the theater is a small theater that I saw it in locally, but also I think it may have been the time of day, but I absolutely loved it. I saw it a few times in the theaters and I enjoyed it each time. So the moral of the story is, since then, since 9 years later, I have become a lot more, sorry, I lost my train of thought, a lot better movie buff. I'm by no means a movie critic, but I still enjoy making these movie reviews, obviously. But like I've mentioned in some of my other vlogs, I've been sort of enjoying forming my own opinions, even if they go against the grain. But I don't like just go against the grain or try to be edgy just to be edgy and, like, you know, unconventional with my movie opinions. I try to be authentic and true to my heart, not just with movies, but with my artwork. So that's an interesting fact about me, I guess. But overall, The Force Awakens, although the story was not the most original, it was still enjoyable. A lot of funny moments, good action. So definitely my favorite of the sequel trilogy. I might make some other Star Wars reviews after this, but this isn't really in the Star Wars review series. This is more just like my favorite movie of X year, which we're starting with 2015. We'll probably go backwards, go forwards, probably be in a weird order. But yeah, this was a new take and new go on my movie review vlog. So thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more soon. Goodbye.